dark. And you got to be ready for that too. Obviously, that's a trouble spot. The Carmel Lagoon's a trouble spot.
I'm sure neighbors in that area are concerned.
Yeah, the sand builds up and all the water from the river just kind of backs up into people's yards, and got to be ready for it.
Have to have those sandbags ready.
Not too much this week, though.
Good.
Next week's going to start to get interesting, and typically we see more flooding of our bigger waterways later in the season when we've had back-to-back storms and it's already been a wet season, so there's not much room for, saturation to occur. So we're still pretty dry, still pretty early in the year, and that does keep flooding threat lower, but you should always be prepared here. All it takes is one good heavy system to at least get some minor flooding going. Now, none of that in the short term, obviously, and right now high pressure is kind of sitting in control here on the west coast. That's this big kind of Patrick-shaped, the top. You know Patrick from the SpongeBob SquarePants? He's the starfish that has, that's kind of what his head's shaped like anyway. If you haven't watched it, just use the machine on your phone that is connected to the worldwide superhighway. She's looking at Veronica's looking, she's like, it's Patrick. All right, so anyway, that's Patrick, ridge of high pressure, Patrick, same thing, obviously. That's blocking storm systems. That's the point I'm trying to make here. From arriving here on the west coast, we see this one kind of losing some strength. Now, what you may also notice is this big deepening trough of low pressure, unfortunately not shaped like anything on the SpongeBob franchise that I can bring to attention to you at the moment, but either way, it is a trough of low pressure. It does have some moisture tapped into it, and it's going to sit offshore for a couple of days, trying to work against that ridge before finally pushing it back across the Great Basin and into the Four Corners region. And it is kind of cut off from the flow. What I mean by that is it's not getting the full push of the jet stream to move it along. So it's just kind of wallowing out here in the open Pacific, spinning around, causing some havoc for the fish, I guess. Maybe SpongeBob. And then as we get to the coast this weekend, things are going to start to change from us. So it'll take several days to arrive. The ridge has to move on, and then as it arrives, it won't have the full strength that it would if the jet stream was associated with it, but it will probably bring us some moderate rainfall, it looks like on Sunday. So here's Sunday for you around lunchtime. We see this first wave come through, and since this low pressure center has probably multiple smaller low pressure centers within it, we'll probably get another little batch rolling through on Monday, and then a trailing system. This one actually pushed in by the jet stream comes in Tuesday. So that one could have the potential to be a little heavier. Certainly some colder air associated with it. And this particular model is showing another cog in the wheel coming around on Wednesday as well. So we've gone from very long dry periods punctuated by light rain events to all of a sudden potentially 4 days in a row of precipitation. So we're going to have to watch this closely as we get closer to it. It's still a ways out, so some things will obviously change. Timing of everything, intensity of everything, and how it all plays out. But prepare for the wet weather because it is going to return. I'm pretty confident about that on Sunday, and may last a few days, and perhaps even longer than that as we head through the holidays. We're looking at some of the longer term models. Future track is showing mostly clear skies overnight. Could see a little fog in the Santa Clara Valley. So Gilroy, Hollister, even to San Juan Bautista, you could see a little fog overnight. Otherwise, mostly clear skies. There'll be a few thin high clouds arriving around dawn tomorrow. Should make for a nice sunrise, and that's about what we'll see throughout the day tomorrow. Few thin high clouds, and that is it as far as clouds are concerned. And temperatures will be pretty close to what we had today. There's slight cooling in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, which may cool us off in the mountains a bit. But there's a little bit deeper mixing, I think, in the lower levels, so the inversions may not be strong. So it might just kind of be a wash, but temperatures will be within a couple of degrees of what we had today. So that's going to bring us into the mid-60s in Santa Cruz and into the Santa Cruz mountain valleys. Low 60s up in the hills and out on the north coast. On the east shore of the bay, we're going to keep you in the mid-60s tomorrow. Upper 60s Salinas, mid-60s into our northern valleys, and over to the peninsula, we will keep you in the low to mid 60s. So not too bad. Our normal high this time of year in Monterey is 60 degrees, maybe even 59 on average. Down south, upper 60s, closing in on 70s. We'll be close to 70 tomorrow in some cases, and we're certainly going to get there a couple more times this week. Look at the 7-day forecast. We are warm and dry Thursday, Friday. Saturday, the clouds start to increase. The winds pick up out of the south as that storm arrives, and Wednesday or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, probably rainy. Wednesday, probably rainy. We'll have southerly winds Sunday and Monday. Those will switch to the northwest on Tuesday. Could get gusty at times. Inland areas also going to see that warm up here over the next couple of days, and then the cool down with the rain returning. So make sure to stay tuned to the forecast. Veronica.
All right, we will. Thank you, Dan.